What sort of things cause the near-death experience? Well, illness, operations, accidents, all those sorts of things. But that is not terribly helpful to us, because you cannot study the brain function of these people if you take them from accidents or childbirth. You see, it's all different. So what you have to do is to try and get the brain in the same state. Now, heart attacks is the obvious one. In a heart attack, the heart is stopped, obviously, no respiration, and the brainstem reflexes have all gone. So you are clinically dead. So we know what state the brain is in. And so it makes a very, very good model for looking at near-death experiences. In our sample, we had about 9% of people who had their near-death experiences during their heart attack. Now, was this really true? Could we see it in hospital? So we set up a study in Southampton Hospital, looked at 69 people who'd had a cardiac arrest, and found just under 9% of people who'd had a near-death experience. What was it like? Now we could actually look at it. Very similar to the ones we'd seen. Yes, it does occur in cardiac arrest. Now, if that's true, when does it occur? You see, the NDEs say the experience occurs when you're unconscious. Now, if that's true, that you can get these experiences when you're unconscious and the brain isn't functioning, then it would make a very good model for the beginnings of death. Science says this is impossible, it's ridiculous. Fenwick, go home. Because the argument is that consciousness is created by the brain. So if I'm saying you the brain isn't functioning and there's consciousness there, it doesn't fit easily into our modern scientific paradigm. So we had a little look further at this, and I've drawn you a cartoon as to what happens to the consciousness when the heart stops. You see, the consciousness is high at the beginning, heart stops, there's a rapid fall in consciousness to unconsciousness, so the experience can't happen then. When the heart restarts, it's confusional. People don't know where they are, what's happening, all that sort of thing. But the near-death experience is very, very lucid, very clear. And so this confusional arousal means it can't happen then. So when does it happen? They say, that's the NDEs, it happens when they're unconscious. So we argue that possibly they're correct, and that this is the time that it happens. Now, you have to understand that that's against our current understanding in science, but nevertheless, run with the data, don't run with the current model if it seems to be wrong.